गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भयनाशनं विशतां कालदण्डं तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पते नमः। कुजण्डं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीके मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं गोष्पदीकृतवारीशं वशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे लीलात्मजम् अंजनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। They are enjoying the rasa anubhava of the Adikavya, the first. You may say the Brahma of books, of epics. Such has it been its inspiring hold on the entire culture of this, not just this country, but a large part of Asia. And here, whether it is Vyasa or Kalidasa or Goswami Tulsidas, every one of them has not hesitated in acknowledging their indebtedness to Valmiki. So much so that in one of the Puranas, the Brihadharma Purana, Brahma tells Vyasa when he takes his blessing to start composing the Bharatam and the Puranas. Patharamayanam Vyasa Kavyabijam Sanatanam. He asks him, he advises him, Vyasa first read Ramayana. Kavyabijam Sanatanam is the seed of all Kavyas. Eternally it will be so. So that Parabrahma Tattvam, which was born as Sri Rama, had to be accompanied by the Veda, and that Veda manifested as Ramayana. We are in Sundarakandam, the beautiful Kandam, and we are standing with the beautiful Hanuman right now on top of the fantastically beautiful temple of Lanka. On the top of that temple tower, where Hanuman is waiting, he has got some time. He has just decimated 80,000 Kinkaras. Some have gone and escaped to Ravana. They will come back with new force. He has a bit of time. He decides to demolish this temple. Huge, massive, beautiful temple. So he's one leap, he's standing on top of that temple tower, shining like the sun on top. That's why we left last time. Standing there, he just became bigger and bigger, became a huge size as he stood there. And looking around, he clapped his shoulders provocatively from top of that tower. He just filled Lanka with the din of the clapping of his shoulders. So ear piercing was the din that he created by that noise and his roar. That bird started just falling from the sky onto the ground, and the watchmen in the temple who had no idea what it was about, they just, their ears gone deaf, they just fell unconscious wherever they were. It was a stun. By now, the next wave of Rakshasas led by Ravana had sent the son of one of his leaders, Prahasta's son, a great warrior called Jambumali, along with a huge force to go get that Vanara. So that huge force was now coming in waves towards this place. They were all armed to their teeth, absolutely armed. They knew this fellow had decimated a huge part of the Kinkaras. Hanuman was pleased to see them come, and once again he announced, Astra Vijjayatam Ramo Lakshmanascha Mahabalah Raja Jayati Sugrivo Raghavena Vipalitah Dasoham Kosalendrasya Ramasya Krishtakarmanah Hanuman Shatrudainnyanam Nihanta Marutatmajah Naravana Sahasram Me Yuddhe Pratibalam Bhavet Shilabhistu Praharata Padabhaischa Sahasrasha Ardayitva Purim Lankam Abhivadya cha Maithilim Samruddhartho Gamishyami Mishatam Sarvarakshasam. He had said this when the Kinkaras had come, except there was just a change of one word. There he had started Jayatyati Balo Ramo. Rest of this was exactly the same. Here he had started it Astra Vijjayatam Ramo. The first instance when the 80,000 Kinkaras had come, he had just said, Victory to Ramadi. Super strong. Now these guys had come armed to their teeth. So he said, Astra Vijjayatam Ramo. Victory to Rama, who is the master of all weapons. Victory to Lakshmana, the exceedingly strong. May victory to King Sugriva, who has been protected by Rama. I am the Dasa of the king of Kosala. Rama of incredible deeds. And my name is Hanuman. I am the one who decimates enemies. I am the son of Vayu, Bhagavan. Not 1,000 Ravanas are equal to me in battle. All I need are trees and rocks. And I am going to decimate entire Lanka. And after that I am going to go and see Maithili again and offer her my prostrations. Having done that, having accomplished my mission, I will go away from here right in front of all your eyes. He shouted from top of that tower. And the huge horde of Rakshasas, they were surrounded the temple. Circles and circles around the temple were standing on top. Valmiki says it looked like great whirlpools of Ganga were just going around in that place. Thereupon, before they could blink an eye, Hanuman had leapt down from there, from where he was. And that temple, that mansion, one of its pillars which are holding up that mansion, pillars which was decked with gold, he just broke it and snatched it away from under that temple. He just pulled it out. And as if Indra was holding the Vajra, he started just whirling it super fast around his head. So fast was the whirling of this pillar that he did, that it caught fire by the sheer friction. And in the fire that it caught, it set fire to the mansion, the temple caught fire. And suddenly these circling Rakshasas were looking at fire in front of them. Whole place was up in fire and they were circling that. And Hanuman meanwhile had leapt up in the air and he stood right in the sky and he proclaimed, thousands of apes like me, mighty and strong, owing allegiance to Sugriva, have been sent on this errand. Some of us have the strength of 10 elephants, some of 100 elephants, some of 1,000 elephants, some more. Accompanied by millions of such apes, and we apes need nothing more than our teeth and our nails as weapons. Accompanied by millions of us comes Sugriva, who will be the death of all of you. Neyamasti purim lanka nayuyam nacharavana yasmadikshvakunathena baddham vairam mahatmana. Neither will the city of Lanka remain, nor will any of you remain, nor will Ravana survive, because you have taken the enmity of the Lord of Ikshvakus. And with that, he just came down, and in one leap, he went back to the same gateway. His position during this basic thing, he has got one anchor position, that is that gateway to Ashokavanika, that huge gateway. He goes and sits on top of that and says, come. The Rakshasa army was led by Jambumali. We saw the son of Prahasta. It was outside. It was just outside, perhaps. Jambumali, he had his great warrior, had his bow. He was wearing red dress, full red dress. He had red flowers, but a golden garland on top, and he had a great bow in his hand. He had vast and bulging eyes, and his bow was like that of the Indra. And when he twanged that bow, it was like the sound of Vajra, which filled all the 8 directions. A great warrior, Jambumali, he twanged his bow, and when he heard that twang, Hanuman was happy. He rejoiced. The game was getting interesting. He gave a great shout, and Jambumali came towards him in his chariot, and Hanuman gave a great shout when he saw Jambumali coming with his chariot, which was drawn by donkeys. In that chariot he came. Jambumali of mighty arm. Before you could say anything, he had struck Hanuman on the face with a half-moon arrow. He had come and hit him on his face, and then with the arrow, what's called an ear-shaped arrow, he hit him on the head. He hit him with 10 narachas on Hanuman's hands. And Hanuman is red-faced Hanuman's red face, and it struck with the arrow, blood was started coming out. And Valmiki says it looked like a red autumn lotus that had opened up under the rays of the sun. As he sat there in the gateway, taking on the arrows that were coming towards him. Valmiki says his face, which was naturally red, became redder because of the blood. It shone like a great lily in the sky on which had been poured red sandalwood paste. Like that he looked as he sat there on the surveying this Jambumali. The arrows that struck him did not leave him in good humor. Hanuman became very angry. And then he looked around, he saw a huge rock. He swiftly jumped, he plucked that rock, and he just hurled it with all his strength at Jambumali. Jambumali just cut it down in mid-air with his arrows. Seeing that his rock had failed, Hanuman uprooted a big shala tree, and that shala tree he started whirling around, and Jambumali just cut that tree down with a shower of arrows. And having cut that tree down, Jambumali followed that up. He struck the eighth with 5 arrows on his arms. He struck him on the chest with 1 arrow, and he struck him with 10 arrows right in between his breasts. He hit him. Hanuman.